Okay.
Had to call my jeweler, get my neck coat. VVS, these diamonds gave me strep throat. Oh, maybe I could find me a Modelo. Oh, heard you from her, let's go, baby, let's go.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another suggestion session. I can't even lie, y'all. I'm really not excited for this. My Chemical Romance, I brought you bullets, you brought me your love. I kind of feel like I'm on a downward trend with the My Chemical Romance stuff. I think it was a mistake for me to start off with the Black Parade because I haven't liked anything else since. Three Cheers was cool, but not really my cup of tea. Y'all know how I felt about Danger Days. And then we got this and Conventional Weapons left. And I'm now starting to see what my friends were saying when they're like, "You're not gonna like My Chemical Romance." I'm starting to see it now. But like everything, and like always, open heart, open mind, open ears. Somebody told me there's a lot of screaming on this. Somebody told me that it's way more crazier. I'm gonna just have to see what we get. I'm gonna just jump into it and we gonna see what we get. Alright, so suggestion session for the people. Here we go. My Chemical Romance, I brought you bullets, you brought me your love. Let's go. Number 1, Romance. Okay, intro. I'm guessing this will go into the second track, so I'll just announce it right now. Number 2, Honey, This Mirror Isn't Big Enough for the Two of Us. Ooh, I was not. Oh, well, there you go. Never mind. Never mind. Very Red Hot Chili Peppers. I like that. I like that part. That's nice. Yeah, y'all was right about this one being the craziest. I did like the switch up. The switch up was cool up until the screaming. I can see why that's the hit. It was super catchy. I definitely like the tone of it. The melody of it was dope as hell. The ending was my favorite part of it. I really liked how the switch up came through. Besides all of that, that was okay. There's definitely more that I didn't like than I did, but it was okay. It was okay. Let's see where we go from here, because apparently the next song is also a hit. So let's keep going. Number 3, Vampires Will Never Hurt You. I mean, this is pretty cool. It's not too crazy. What are the voices saying? Ooh, very Guitar Hero like, bringing me back. Yeah, see, with the Joker popping up on the Panic albums and all the craziness from the Fall Out Boy poems and all of that, I don't even want to know what the demonic voices are telling the vampire. I don't need to know. Whatever they saying, y'all probably understand more than I do. That was I don't know. I was feeling the melody. Like I like the musicality of it. It's just I can't get into all of the. I can't do it. I can't get into all of that. I don't know. I don't know. I guess I like this trope of alternative music more when it's mainly the singing and there's not too much darkness, because I don't like when it's too heavy of a listen. Like all of the stories that I'm finding out about, like the meanings of everything, is just overtly depressing. It really is. But I guess I just like it when I can tell that there's angst, but there's a lot more musicality to it, and there's a lot more focus on melody and production. I know y'all gonna hate that, but that's kind of where I fall into it. There's a song called I think it's called "Don't Hold Back," and then I think it's by The Sleeping. I'm not sure. I think that's the correct. Oh, don't quote me on that. I'm pretty sure it's by The Sleeping, and I'm pretty sure it's called "Don't Hold Back." Fell in love with it when I played it on Guitar Hero. There you go. A lot of this stuff I heard and I got introduced to through Guitar Hero. So, I've always known about it. I've just never really dove into it. But that's one of my more favorite, like, pop punk songs, I guess you could call it. I don't know if The Sleeping is a pop punk band, but it definitely was up that alley. And that song was dope as hell. And there's a lot less emphasis on the rah type stuff, but he is yelling a bunch. I think there's a little bit of screaming in there, but not to the point where it's scary. But yeah, both of those songs were all right. I like "Honey, This Mirror Isn't Big Enough for the Two of Us" a little more, but that guitar riff in the middle of it was cool. So we'll just have to keep going. Number 4, "Drowning Lessons." See, that's the strong point for me. When there's all of that going on and it's all music oriented, I like that. Oh, okay. Yeah. I pay good money to have that instrument, so that's beautiful. Yeah. I like that. Oh, it's not over. Now, while the vocal of that song was not strong whatsoever, there's certain parts where it really is, and he hits the high note. But it is something to have to get past in the early goings. But I really love the composition of it. The chord choices were beautiful, especially the instrumental breaks. I think the instrumental breaks are what really won me over with that song. And there wasn't too much happening. There wasn't too much craziness in there. There wasn't anything that turned me off about it, besides the pitchy vocal here and there. But it's 2002, so this is the music that's not supposed to be polished. This is the music that's not supposed to cater to normal people. This isn't for cool kids. This isn't for pop fans. This isn't for the norm, like I mentioned already. This isn't being made for popular purposes. This is just, it's a whole project of venting out whatever they were going through back in 2002. So it's not supposed to be, all the bells and whistles aren't supposed to come with whatever we're getting. So in the 4 songs that I've heard so far, I think that's the best. I think that's the most complex one yet. The name was very misleading. I was expecting something way more depressing, but I'm pretty sure the lyrics are depressing. From what I made out of it, I'll definitely look at it before I do the after project talk. But from what I made out of it, it sounded pretty crazy. But all of it is crazy when you're not familiar with it. So, but yeah, I think that's the best one so far. Number 5. Oh shit. Number 5, "Our Lady of Sorrows." Sound like BYOB. For a cool second, it sounded like BYOB from System of a Down. Ooh. See, it works there. It works there. Oh my. I don't know about the ending. But it worked for the whole crescendo there. Damn, those guitars were gorgeous. Song as a whole, but that specific part in there was beautiful. And I that's kind of a great example of where I kind of enjoy the screaming and then where I don't. If it's all part of the build up and all part of what's, the rising action, if you will. I hate to go from music to literature, but if it's all part of the rising action of the melody and the beat and everything, that's just all building up, it all works, because then the payoff is just it's more noise, unless you just killing the vibe completely, but it works like that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's somebody's favorite song. I'm pretty sure that song got somebody through a really, really dark time. I'm positive that was the one to mosh to at the shows, so I'm gonna leave it at that. If that's your jam, that's your jam. Let's continue. Number 6, Head First for Halos. Ooh. Okay. Jesus. That background. Ooh, I'm not feeling that. I think that might be the new weakest vocal that I've heard so far. It was Drowning Lessons, even though I like Drowning Lessons. But I didn't like the delivery choices on there. I didn't like what they were going for. It kind of felt a little messy. It kind of felt all just out of placement with everything that they were putting over the beat. But again, that's just my 2 cents. That's just how I'm feeling. But yeah, that's definitely, I think, the first one that I can really say I didn't like all the way. The opening was really, really good, but it kind of just all fell off after that. Very sorry to say. Number 7, Skylines and Turnstiles. I mean, I would give commentary, but I think you can already tell by my expression. Wasn't feeling that. That's all I can really say. Like, I'm not here to bash anything. I'm not here to just this is fucking garbage. No, I'm not about to do any of that. I'm not here for that. That's not what this whole segment is for. This is stuff that you guys suggest me to listen to. It's the whole point of it. It's the whole reason why I named it that. I didn't like it, but I'm not gonna sit here and just trash it. I wasn't feeling that though. Number 8, Early Sunsets over Monroeville. I hope that's correct. Sound like a Tom Petty track. Ooh, okay, we might be onto something with this one. Hey. Ooh. Okay, we finally got one. Hey. Wow, that might be one of the most depressing lyrics I have ever heard in my entire life. That was a beautiful song. I mean, and again, to go back to what I liked at the end of, I think it was Drowning Lessons, or I think it was Our Lady of Sorrows. What I liked at the end of it, how everything was, building up. Even though it's flipped on this and it was, slowing down and the song was coming to an end, I think the broken delivery that Gerard put on for the way that the song was ending really helped with what the song was conveying, and really helped really get that emotional torment out for this particular song. This is the best song on the album, I would say. I thought the arrangement was just sheer beauty. I thought it was just so beautiful to listen to. Such a change of pace from everything else that's on the album. So I wonder where and why that made the final cut, and I wonder where they pulled that from, because that sounds nothing like the previous 7 tracks. Coming up on the last bit of tracks, number 9, this is The Best Day Ever. Ooh, harmony come through. Nice rhythm switch up. I see y'all. Okay. Kind of threw me at the beginning, but it won me over as it went on. It's another good one. Okay, we're kind of following in succession towards the end. Let's see if we can finish strong with these last 2. Number 10, Cubicles. That fuzz is so nostalgic. I love it. Well, that really fits with, the song title. Nobody wants to work at a job where they're in a cubicle. You'd probably feel like that if that was your job, day in and day out, just going to a damn cubicle and working. It didn't really do anything for me. The rhythm switch-ups were cool. The heavy guitar was a nice addition as well. But yeah. Lastly, number 11, Demolition Lovers. Definitely a way to close an album. Yeah, I mean, that song definitely worked as a closer. I think the arrangement of that one had a little bit more effort into it. It definitely felt like they tried a little bit harder to really make that one pop off. I think that one was a little more polished than the other songs on there, which is why it mainly works as the closer for the album. Album as a whole, Let me just get into that after project talk. Okay, so after finishing, I brought you my bullets, you brought me your love. I mean, it wasn't enjoyable for me personally, but you know, this already isn't my regular cup of tea. And like it's not even that I have to go about it in a critical manner. This just isn't an album for me. Like point blank. Like I didn't enjoy listening to it, but there's a couple parts of it that I did like. Like this, there were parts of Honey, This Mirror Isn't Big Enough for the Two of Us that I liked. I really enjoyed Early Sunsets over Monroeville. I thought that was beautiful. But you know, would I go back to this album? I don't think so. This was oof. 16 years ago. God damn. What I do like though is that this whole genre of music, this whole style of music, all of this stuff, it reached people and it touched people. You know, I didn't gravitate towards it. I knew about it, even though this wasn't enjoyable for me to do, even though I didn't like the album. I don't think it's a bad album. Like I'm not gonna trash the album. Did I like it? No, but there's reasons for, you know, this being somebody's favorite album, or this is somebody's go-to album for whatever they need. Just like how I was talking about Scorpion being a go-to album for me and what I'm dealing with right now. This might have been that album for somebody going through something in 2002. And like I said earlier in the video, this album is not made for the norm. This isn't made for popular purposes. This isn't made for people that, you know, don't go through shit, obviously. Like if you're somebody with a lot of friends and you don't really have any worries and everything's good at home and you know you come from a 2-parent household, you chilling, you know. And that's not to down anybody that has that background. I'm just saying, you know, this album might not be for you. You might want to listen to something else. But for somebody that probably hates going to school and, you know, doesn't have a lot of friends, doesn't see the point in many things, you know, this probably was their source of comfort. You know, they were misunderstood by people, probably their family, other people around them. And, you know, music really is the only thing that can understand you no matter what. Like you'll hear a song and you'll be like, this is me. And the song in its own entity will be like, yeah, this is you, you know? That's why you're listening to me. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't go back to this. I don't think I'd buy anything off of it. If Early Sunsets were to come up in a playlist or something, I'd let it play. But yeah, not for me, but I'm starting to get more of a understanding of why they're so beloved. And, you know, like I said, it's not my cup of tea. This is not for me whatsoever, but, you know, this album means a lot to people. And I'm glad it did what it did for people, you know? It's beautiful to see music bring people together. And I'm pretty sure that that's what this... And, you know, I'm seeing that's what it did with all the other videos I've done. While I may not vibe with the music, I may not, you know, woo yeah to it like I usually do with other stuff, it doesn't mean it's bad music. It's just not for me. In my opinion, it's not good, but I'm not about to just pick it apart for the sake of, you know, being a hater or anything. It goes without saying that the vocal performance isn't the best, this being the first album and it being 2002. But I think this is slightly better than Three Cheers. I think this I think will leave more of an impression on me than Three Cheers did, because I kind of put Three Cheers out on my head as soon as I did it. But I think there was more of a purpose to this album, and this being the debut. I feel like there's a little more underneath the surface in what they're singing about, which is why there's so much chaos, there's so much screaming, there's so much, you know, there's so much of all of that in here, because I feel like maybe, even though, I don't know if this is a concept, I don't know if there's a story behind this, this feels more like a personal attempt to relieve agony of whatever's going on in that personal life. Like, it just feels like that cry out record that is specifically to get out whatever is plaguing you. And, you know, art is always going to be that. It's always going to be something that somebody is brave enough and bold enough to share with the world. So, you know, I commend these guys. So, like I said, I didn't like the album, but I respect it. I really respect what this album and the band means to people. I wouldn't go back to it. I didn't enjoy it, but The Early Sunsets track was cool. Drowning Lessons was pretty cool. And yeah, I'll have to leave it at that. So yeah, after this is Conventional Weapons, and then I'll see how I feel about everything once I get to that. But yeah, sorry to say I wasn't feeling the album, but I hope this was a great memory trip for y'all. If this was your favorite album back in 2002, I hope this was a fun refresher for you, despite how I felt about it. Alright, y'all, that's going to do it for this suggestion session. Like, share, subscribe, contribute to the Patreon. You know what it is, you know the biz. Jared O'Brien, and I'm out.